Good morning and welcome to Money Wisdom, sponsored by Johnson Brunetti. I'm Jillian Andrews. We're teaching you smart ways to manage your money, and joining us now with expert advice is Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner and Johnson Brunetti partner. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Planning for the future and your family's future finances can be challenging and overwhelming, but you have some topics to focus on to make it a little bit more simple.
Trying to make it easy, and people are overwhelmed with we've got to do this and this and this and this. Let's talk about one thing at a time, and if you take care of one thing at a time, you'll be moving forward on the plan, so that's great.
Great, let's get started. Talking about planning for college.
Yes. So a lot of people have heard the word of a 529, or this person had a 529, do I really want that? In my very biased opinion, it's the best way to plan for college because you put money into it. If you use the state of Connecticut plan, right, which Fidelity has, it's called CHET, C-H-E-T. You get a little benefit on your state of Connecticut income tax if you're saving money into it. But the big thing is any money that you put in there, any money that it makes, if you use that money for secondary education expense, and it's broader than just paying for college, there's more options to spend that money on. You don't pay any taxes on it, which is huge. So if you have a 17-year-old, okay, I don't know if I'd start one for a 17, but if you have a 2-year-old, right, it's a great way, particularly grandparents say, well, I wanted to, instead of giving $20 for a birthday, what if I put it in here? It's a great thing to have. So really spend time looking at that, because particularly if you have multiple kids, you can use this for, well, what if they get a full scholarship? Well, you can use it on the other child. It's a great tool to take advantage of. And people, it's one of those things for people who've used it, everyone is happy that they did. It's not like people regret, I really shouldn't have done that. It's a great tool.
You're never going to regret planning ahead.
No.
All right, another financial item to think about is legacy planning.
Most people don't have a will. Or, you know, the people I talk to all day, every day, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, and I say, do you have a will? And they're like, I have a will. How old is it? Well, we got it when our kids were born, and now they're grandparents. It's, even if your world hasn't changed, which I'm sure it has, the laws have probably changed. Or maybe what you want has changed. Or maybe my kids are fine, but what about my grandkids? So have a good conversation. We work with a lot of attorneys. We can point in the right direction. You know, the best attorneys out there will have a consultation with you. They won't charge you a fee, and they'll just talk about this, and they'll be able to simplify confusing things so that you can understand, okay, why would I do this and why would I do this? But you want to take control of those things when you are the one making those decisions, because if you wait long enough and you die without a will, you know, you're not going to have any control over that stuff, and things aren't going to probably happen the way that you wished they would.
Absolutely, and then on top of that, educating your kids about finances and everything you've learned, passing it on. I
mean, that is a great thing to be doing. I mean, as people approach retirement, their concern is, the primary concern, do I have enough? Is it going to work? What if I get sick? How long am I going to live? I mean, these things that we can plan for, but you're not going to know until life happens. But ultimately, as people get older, the thing, that concern shifts some to, okay, it looks like I'm not going to spend it all. Are my kids going to be okay when I'm gone? Is leaving them money going to help them? Is it going to hurt them? Are they going to make mistakes? So people feel differently about this, certainly generationally. Like Great Depression era folks didn't really share any of that information with their kids. Younger parents now do. So you've got to decide what works best in your family, but having those conversations could make it a lot easier for your family. Certainly as people watch this, if you've gone through probate or been an executor for a family member and it's just a disaster, that conversation would have helped. And a lot of those kids want to help their parents. So I encourage people to have it.
Yeah, give parents a peace of mind that their kids know what to do in the future.
Yeah.
Right. And you have a book offer for us today.
We do. It's called The Glossary of Common Financial Terms. So it's not the most exciting title we've ever used, but it's a good book. Go to moneywisdomtv.com. We'll get it to you. And it talks about when you hear that stuff, and it's like, oh, I don't really know what that means. And if you're talking to a good advisor who's good at listening, you know, whether you're someone who's really sophisticated and you love this stuff, or someone who's never talked about this stuff, it's you and it's your life. And you need to understand, okay, does that make sense for me? Not that you're expected to be an expert on this stuff, but why do you save money in the first place? To be comfortable and to be able to live how you want to live, which is peace of mind. So I would read it, and it'll say, well, that's what this is, and that's what this is, and that's what this is, in easy terms. So moneywisdomtv.com, glossary of common financial terms, and get some more knowledge on this stuff, and I think you'll feel better.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us, Eric, as always. And that will do it for this edition of Money Wisdom. We'll see you next time.